Hi guys, last week my roommate Becca found out she is not only pregnant but 7 months along. She texted me saying we needed to talk, and I assumed it was about her plans to move out for more space before the baby arrived. Instead, she dropped a bombshell. She expected me to move out so her baby's father could move in and they could convert my room into a nursery. I was stunned. I live on a terrible salary, and finding a new place in my area is almost impossible. The affordable rentals are either way above my budget or downright unlivable. On top of that, Becca wants me to leave immediately so she can prepare for her new family setup. When I told her I wouldn't move out, she went absolutely ballistic. She accused me of ruining her motherhood experience and standing in the way of her family being together. But here's the thing. I pay rent here, and my name is on the lease until the end of the year. I even suggested she move out, and I'd find someone to split the rent with instead. That only made things worse. She started crying uncontrollably, saying I'm ruining her life. Her baby daddy even stepped in, telling me to get out of their way. Now, she hasn't stopped crying, and the guilt trips are relentless. I feel for her situation, but I don't think it's fair for me to upend my life like this. Am I the asshole for standing my ground and not moving out? I reached out to AITA and this is the response I received. Becca's request, while emotionally driven, is highly unreasonable. Legally and ethically, your obligation as a tenant is tied to your lease agreement, not to her personal circumstances. Here are the key points to consider. Tenant rights. Your name is on the lease, which grants you equal rights to the apartment until the lease term ends. Becca cannot force you out without your consent or a legal directive. Financial impact. Moving out on short notice, especially when you're on a limited income, places an undue financial burden on you. Her personal life changes do not negate your right to stable housing. Compromise attempts. You offered a reasonable alternative. Becca and her partner could move out, and you'd find someone else to share the rent. Her refusal indicates an unwillingness to find a compromise that works for both parties. Emotional manipulation. While Becca's situation is undoubtedly stressful, her emotional outbursts and attempts to guilt you into leaving cross a boundary. Being empathetic to her struggles doesn't mean sacrificing your own well-being. Verdict: not the asshole. Your decision to stay in the apartment is valid and justified. You're not ruining her life, you're asserting your right to the home you're equally entitled to. Becca's failure to plan for her pregnancy earlier isn't your responsibility to fix. Advice from AITA. While you're in the clear legally and ethically, it's important to approach this with as much grace as possible. Here are some steps to ease the tension. Reiterate your position calmly. Explain again that you're not in a financial position to leave, but you're open to solutions that don't displace you. Involve the landlord if needed. If Becca's behavior escalates, notifying the landlord could help mediate the situation. Plan for safety. If the environment becomes hostile, prioritize your safety. Document interactions in case further action is needed. Remember, boundaries are important. You've done nothing wrong by setting yours.